Hi, everybody. This is Mr. McComb again, just with an update for the week ahead of us. Hope everybody's had a nice weekend. There's a little snow on the ground coming down this Sunday early afternoon, which is nice and nice to see every now and then. Here's what's going on for the week ahead of us. So, coming up to the end of January already, which is hard to believe, but there we are. Things going on this week. We are going to do map testing again on Tuesday. We'll do the reading test. Last week it went really smoothly, having the tablets available to just do it in class and not have to worry about other class schedules, other grade level schedules that might be trying to use the computer lab. So we did that. Don't expect any big problems. Again, this reading will be this week, and as we tell the kids, just this is meant to get harder and harder the better and better you do. So it kind of adjusts as it goes. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's all about doing your best, and if you do really great, you'll eventually see things you're not really used to seeing, and that's kind of the idea, to see how well you do with all those challenging things that meet your level. So we'll do that Tuesday. Another thing I want to mention, just more in terms of the schedule, is I know we've all gotten an email from Mr. Musselman and Miss Cohen about a meeting they had last week with the girls. From what I hear, it was a great meeting as far as necessary to happen, and some good topics discussed and good things to maybe start making things a little better there. I've been involved with that quite a bit this year, trying to help the girls along and make some changes to some of the interactions that are happening. In this particular case, I had a little bit easier, as I just had to have the guys and I had a little talk about the basics of what's going on, but more just give them their space, their time to get into those discussions. So I know it's not an easy process. It's not something that's going to be fixed just because of that one meeting. It's going to involve parent discussions with Mr. Musselman and Ms. Cohen and myself moving forward, and the involvement of some people more experienced even than us. So keep those discussions happening at home. If there's anything you need to email us about, things that are shared, we do need some specifics. So in some cases, if we're going to work around making things better, I know there's been a lot of dance around, things like that, but it's kind of at the point where we need to really nail down things to help start making things better. So anyway, I also mentioned that because I believe there is going to be another follow-up on Friday, and that's maybe not a weekly thing to have happen, but something that they'll be getting into here and there. So that is that. Also, next week is Catholic Schools Week, which is, again, hard to believe, but we're looking forward to that. So I kind of mentioned that as well as a way to just kind of let you know I'm kind of doing some things this week to try to get us to kind of a good stopping point. Catholic Schools Week's a lot of fun. There'll be some adjustments to the plans and things this year, but Miss Froelich has a great little schedule set up. But it is a time when the schedules do go a little bit off from normal, and so I am going to try to get to a good stopping point this week, as we'll discuss here. So with that, we'll also have coming up at the end of the week in math, we'll take just a multiplying decimals quiz, kind of just going back over the things we did so far these past few weeks, especially since we got back from Christmas break. This week we'll do a quick lesson on problem solving with money, just working on multi-step problems, tackling a word problem and breaking it apart and figuring out the way to find an answer. Kids have been doing really great with all the decimals concepts, and we'll do that, and then we'll have a study guide to show what else is going on. That will kind of review back to what we originally at first covered with multiplying decimals. So we'll do that. Science, same deal. We're going to wrap up the stars and galaxies lesson, which we got to the end of it last week, but we still need to do a couple little things. We just barely got to the end before the end of the week, since we only had the 4-day week. But so we'll do that. We'll go over the entire space unit, which was about starting from the sun, earth, and moon, the things nearby us that we can see without telescopes, and then learn about those. And then we went out to the solar system, and even further beyond that, out into the universe, learning about stars and galaxies. We saw some pretty neat examples of some pretty wild looking galaxies that have different colors based on the stars that are in there. The kids did a great job looking at a chart that tells a lot about the stars in terms of their temperatures and brightnesses, as well as the colors and sizes. So they really did a good job kind of describing stars in those 4 characteristics. So we'll do some work with that. Also, during Catholic Schools Week, the kids have been working on their own individual presentations about a well-known astronaut, a space explorer that was that played some key role in mankind's exploration of space and learning about outer space. And we're going to wrap those up this week. That's sort of technically outside of our official science class, because we're doing it more with the enrichment periods we get, as far as giving the kids the opportunity to do their own research. And we'll present those starting next week, not this coming week, during Catholic Schools Week. We thought that might be a good way to fill in some gaps in times between the various Catholic Schools Week activities, and the kids will kind of take ownership there and teach each other, which will be a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll get those all wrapped up and buttoned down. The kids have been working hard on PowerPoints that show key information, and we'll look forward to sharing those, finishing those this week, sharing them during Catholic Schools Week. So again, they've been doing a really great job. Been excited, asking all the time, when are we going to get to work on those again? So it's nice to see. So that's with science. English, just real quick, we're going to finish pronouns. We'll take a look back at all the parts of speech we've covered so far, going back to nouns and then verbs, adjectives, and pronouns, which we've been recently doing. We also fit in some capitalization and punctuation rules for standards of writing and things, grammar like that. With that, if we get done, we'll do a few writing prompts with things lost this year, especially when we had the remote week. We did a little writing during that week. That was normally a week I do a lot more with all the other things going on that slow us down from day to day. I haven't quite gotten to focus on the writing process as much as I would have liked to by now. But we are coming close to the end of our key focuses for the parts of speech, and now we'll start kind of getting to use those in our writing as well, and work on the editing process and making sure we use those parts of speech properly, along with the punctuation rules that help us become good communicators. So we'll look forward to that. Other than that, that's about all. So let's have another good week. It's another 5-day week ahead of us here, and we'll have Catholic Schools Week after that, which will lovely have a nice celebration. And but let's get through a nice good week here, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Bye bye.